and welcome to White Wolf Yoga and to today's slow flow practice. So during this class we're going to be holding our postures just a little bit longer than usual, and that extra time in our poses is just going to give us the perfect opportunity to open our bodies and our minds that little bit deeper. Okay, so I've got a block with me today that might come in handy. If you've got one and you think it'll be useful, maybe grab it just before we begin. If you usually use blocks but you don't have any at home, then just something this sort of size will do the trick. A book or anything really that'll allow you just a little bit of support to rest your hand on when we come towards our standing positions. Okay, so we'll get started and we'll begin in a seated position. So crossing the legs, but only if that's comfortable enough on the knees. If it's not, you're free to just outstretch the legs in front of the body. We'll try and really lift and lengthen through the crown of the head so that the spine is nice and tall. Just drawing the shoulders back so the chest feels open, and we'll rest the hands on top of the knees, rolling the palms upwards towards the sky. And just as we take our first position here, we'll gently close the eyes. Just take a little bit of time to shift our awareness and our focus. Start to notice the breath. Notice how you're breathing. Where the breath starts, are you breathing from the nose or from the mouth? And where it goes. Really feeling how the body rises and falls with each and every inhale and each and every exhale. Can you let that awareness start to drift? Moving it now away from the breath and onto the body. And if you really connect to the body, what do you notice about how you're feeling right now? Is there anywhere that you can pinpoint within the body that seems to be holding on to an excess of tension or tightness? Is there anywhere in the body that you notice just feels quite naturally open and relaxed today? We're not doing anything about how we feel here. We're not trying to change or shuffle around to accommodate whatever we discover. We're just using this opportunity to observe. And finally, can we shift that awareness, this time away from the body and onto the mind and onto the thoughts? And just notice how you're feeling in the head right now. How's the state of mind? Just like with the body, you're not trying to change anything. You're not trying to force yourself to think or feel something. Just observe. And here we find the unity of awareness with our breath, with our body, and with our mind. It's this awareness that really and fully draws us into the moment and into the practice. This is something that we'll try and hold as long as we hold our practice today. So staying in the present, staying in the moment, staying with the body, the breath, and the mind. Okay, so we'll start to move gently. Take an inhale, lift and lengthen through the crown of the head. And as we exhale, gently drop the right ear down towards the right shoulder. Keep the jaw nice and soft. Can you pull the left shoulder just a little further away from the ear down towards the ground, just to open nicely the side of the neck. Inhale, bring the head to center. And exhale, drop the left ear down towards the left shoulder. Can you just pull that right shoulder towards the floor? Trying to avoid any subconscious tension. Sometimes without realizing we can do that by scrunching the eyes shut or clenching the jaw. Just aiming on keeping everything nice and relaxed. Inhale the head back to center. Exhale, drop the chin down towards the chest. Let the head hang. Both shoulders fall away from the ears. Bring the chin as closely towards the chest as feels nice. So you want to be feeling that release running from the base of the skull down each side of the neck and then splitting across towards the shoulders and the upper back. Let's inhale the head all the way to center, maintain that length through the spine. And as you exhale, this time we're going to tilt the chin upwards towards the ceiling, allowing the head to fall back. And as the head drops back, really pull that heart forward and then up to the sky. Little heart lift. Deep breath into the heart center. And as you exhale, find a neutral spine position back in the center. Okay, keeping the body tall. If the legs are crossed, uncross them, give them a little shake, and then cross them again, but can you cross them the other way? So it feels a little bit strange, but it's just going to help us maintain the balance through the legs and into the hips. So we're going to move into a twist here, inhale, lengthen. As we exhale, left hand coming across to the outside of the right leg, right hand coming round behind the back. Use the fingertips of the right hand as we inhale, lift and open the heart. And as we exhale, we'll twist and turn, gaze moves over that right shoulder. See if we can take another couple of breaths to send us deeper. Inhale, lift, open. Exhale, twist and turn. Visualize the spine moving with the exhale. Let's go one more breath before we hold. Inhale, grow. Exhale, twist. If you can and you want to, release that right hand and send it around towards the left hip or the left thigh. And when you release the support of the back hand, it forces the abdominal muscles to kick in to keep you nice and straight, to avoid slumping down through the twist. So keep lifting and lengthening. Lightly activate the core, navel in towards the spine, and hold and breathe. Keep that back hand down on the floor if you prefer. As we're holding, we're going to find that belly breathing. As you inhale, feel the belly expand, pushes out. And as you exhale, feel it draw back. And really exaggerating as we hold this twist, that movement of the belly as you breathe. That's going to allow us a nice deep abdominal organ massage, so really helps to detoxify and cleanse the body from the inside out, as well as here activating the core, keeping the spine nice and long and opening into the shoulders. Okay, let's exhale, unravel all the way back out and change the side. So we're going right hand, left leg. Start with the left hand behind the back just to get us into a nice tall position, and then we can remove the back hand if you fancy it. Inhale, lift, open. Exhale, twist and turn. A couple more breaths to send us deeper. Inhale, lift. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lift through the crown, open the spine up. Keep that openness, and exhale, twist. So now we should be feeling quite deep in the twist. We can either decide to keep that back hand there for support behind the body, or send it over towards the right hip or the right thigh. If you're releasing the hand, watch that the spine doesn't slump. Use the abdominal muscles to maintain that length. Hold and breathe. Go back to the deep belly breaths. Inhale in through the nose, feel the belly expand. Exhale, feel the belly relax. Like we're squeezing out a dirty dishcloth. What we're doing with our intestines as we hold this pose. Getting rid of toxins, old stagnated blood, and making space, making room for freshly oxygenated blood that's full of nutrients to flow into the body. Okay, nice. Let's exhale, release, come all the way back through the middle. Take an in-breath, we'll draw the arms up and into the sky, and we'll just stretch the wrists out here, so twirling one way, twirling the other. And then we're going to move from seated, we're going to bring ourselves into tabletop position. So getting yourself onto all fours, knees underneath the hips, wrists underneath the shoulders, spread the fingers nice and wide. So we will be holding some of our postures a little while longer through today's class, and that gives us a bit more of an opportunity to really kind of fine-tune our alignment and our body positioning. So have a little check of the arms, watch that the elbows aren't locking into position. If you've got this tendency to hyperextend, a little bend in the elbow will give you much more strength and support around the joint. So plugging through the hands and the toes, the tops of the feet, we're going to go cow and cat. Inhale, lift the heart, forward and up, hips to the sky, eye gaze lifts. Pull the shoulders back and away from the ears. And then we're moving in from cow to cat. Pull that belly button in towards the spine and round off to cat stretch. Dropping the head between the arms, give it a little shake out. So now we know where we're going. Let's take a few slow breaths, moving through cow and cat. Push through the hands and the toes, inhale. Take it slowly with control, exhale. Feel the shoulder blades spread as the head drops down. Once more on each side, inhale. Take your time, moving almost in slow motion, deliberately opening each and every vertebrae of the back as we move in those two opposite directions, a U shape and an N shape through the spine. Inhale into neutral spine. Exhale when you're ready. Pop the hips backwards towards the heels. Allow the belly and chest to rest over the thighs and crawl the hands forward towards the top of the mat, child's pose. And take your time here to relax, to maybe find again that connection to body and to breath. For the most part of the class, where you can remember, can you keep the breath flowing slowly and deeply in and out through the nose, and in and out through the belly. Inhale for the belly to expand. Exhale for the belly to relax. Gazes forward from child's pose. Inhale. Finding tabletop. Nice and strong. Just releasing the wrists here. We'll send the hands or the fingers to point at the sides of the mat. And then we'll just rock left to right a couple of times. And then we'll point the fingertips towards the knees and rock forward and backwards, stretching the inside of the forearm, inside of the wrist towards the palm. And then just before we find again regular tabletop, take this really gently. Be careful not to put any pressure through the arms, but send the hands the other way so the tops of the hands are on the mat, the fingertips are pointing towards the knees, and then really gently send the hips backwards towards the heels. So just to reiterate, we're not pushing any weight down into the hands, they're just resting on the floor, but you shift the hips backwards, and as you do, that stretches the top of the forearm, down the top of the wrist, and into the hand. If this doesn't feel nice on the joints, don't push through it. Okay. When the wrists feel nice and stretched, we'll bring the hands back into position for regular tabletop. Just draw in that navel to spine, core active, and watch that this isn't happening in the shoulders. Spread them wide, strong, through the upper back. Okay, so we're going to keep the right hand on the floor and reach the left arm up and away from the body. Keep the left leg on the floor and take the right leg up and away, so you're making the body as long as you can from the left fingertips to the right toes. Inhale, lengthen even more if you can, and as you exhale, slowly bring the elbow towards the knee. Let's go for another couple of these, just as we start to fire the core up. Inhale, lift, slow. Exhale, squeeze. One more. Inhale, open. Exhale. Squeeze but hold here. Keep breathing for 3. Relax the head. Draw in that navel to spine. Hold 2. And 1. Inhale. Lift. Exhale. Release. Back into tabletop. Reset. Okay, so the left hand plugs into the floor. Right arm up. Reach the right fingers away from the body. Left leg. Making the body as long as you can. Inhale, grow. Exhale, elbow to knee. Can you follow the hand with the eyes? Inhale. Bring it in, exhale. Nice and slow, one more. Inhale, float up. Exhale, in and breathe. Hold. For 3. Keep squeezing, keep breathing. 2. And 1, inhale, lengthen, exhale, release. Just setting the knees a bit wider than hip distance, so about mat width apart. Keeping the big toes together, push the hips back towards the heels, and just taking this alternative variation of child's pose with the knees a bit wider, just to sink a little deeper into the hips. Fingers extend forward. Forehead towards the floor, and breathe. Finding the breath, reconnecting to the body, checking in with where the mind is. Okay, so slowly we'll bring the hands up towards the knees. Shift the knees back into a normal position so they're about hip distance apart. Tuck the toes. And then we're going to sit the hips back onto the heels. So this position, it's like a variation of hero, it's going to give us a deep stretch into the soles of our feet. If there's any discomfort in the knees here, you can try taking your block or a bolster or a cushion, a rolled up blanket will do the trick. Between the hips and the heels, you should take the pressure off the knees. If it doesn't and it's still not feeling comfortable, don't push through it. Just take an alternative position. We're not going to be here for too long. But this opening into the soles of the feet is really nice for just releasing the fascia of the back line of the body. So see your little toes on each foot. Can you just pick them up and pull them up away from the toe that's next to them, just so that you're spreading the soles of the feet a little wider. And then we'll lift up so that we stack in the head, the shoulders, the hips, the heels, and the toes all in a straight line. If we lean forward, it'll take the pressure off a little bit. If you lean back, it'll intensify. Try and keep it nice and aligned. Navel in towards the spine. Hands into prayer at the heart center. Let's go for a breath sequence here. So we inhale. As we exhale, take the arms wide and lift the heart. Gaze up. Inhale, draw the arms up and into the sky. And exhale, the hands down to the heart. If we can, we're going to go for another couple of times, moving this way. Inhale. Exhale, lift. Inhale, float the arms and take the hands to prayer. Exhale to the heart. Once more if you can. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale, release. Take it back into tabletop. Untuck the toes, just to release the tops of the feet. Give them a little patter up and down against the mat. So taking tabletop to tuck the toes, press into the palms, and can we lift the hips up and into down dog. So it's our first down dog position, our first real opener along the back of the body. Hopefully that's stretching to the soles of our feet just now. As started that unraveling of this back line, so we'll take it easy as we pedal the heels up and down. Check in with the hamstrings, maybe move the hips, see how the hips and the lower back's feeling. Shaking the head softly from side to side. And then when you're ready, step by step, walk the feet forward towards the hands until we walk ourselves all the way into Ragdoll. Knees can stay nice and soft. Hands draw onto opposite elbows. Completely relax through the upper back, through the neck and through the head. Swing and sway softly and gently from side to side. I'm going to hold here. So there's a lot going on along this back line of the body. We'll spend the time that we need to really give ourselves that opportunity to open. As you're holding, you might want to alternate between bending one leg and straightening the other if that feels good. You can also take your swings and sways a little wider. You can go all the way to the right, go all the way to the left. Just hanging here in whatever way feels good, feels therapeutic for you. Just before we come out, we'll take one big tension releasing breath together. So we inhale in through the nose, feel the body expand with the breath. Deep exhale, let it all out. Drop the hands away from the elbows, slide them up on top of the shins, and inhale, pick the head up to hip height. Engage the knees. Push the hips back, draw the crown of the head forward. Core is nice and strong. When you feel ready from that halfway point, push through the soles and inhale the arms up into the sky, hands meet in prayer, little lift to the heart. And as we exhale, we'll take the hands down, past our heart center to find mountain pose. Plug down through the soles of the feet. Let's move towards some sun salutations. So we're going to do 3 today, and we're going to keep this slow flow theme. Inhale, arms up and into the sky. Exhale, bend the knees, take it down to forward fold, relax the head. Inhale, lift and lengthen, flat back. Exhale, bend the knees, hands plug into the floor, right leg, left leg, back into plank, push the heels away. Pull in that navel to spine, push the heart upwards between the shoulder blades. Inhale, drop the knees, exhale, come down to knees, chest, chin, squeeze the elbows into the midline. Chin and chest hover above the floor, look forward, inhale, scoop up and into baby cobra. Inhale into tabletop, tuck the toes. And exhale, lift the hips into the sky, down dog. Hold and breathe. So hopefully through each round of our sun salutations, we feel a bit stronger, a little bit more open. We can feel our down dog deepen in each round too. So we lift the hips into the sky, draw the heels down towards the floor. Pull the shoulders away from the ears and feel the upper arms rotate outwards. Relax the head. Bringing this in, bend the knees, look towards the hands. Bring the left foot through, followed by the right foot, taking us all the way back to forward fold. Inhale from forward fold, lift and lengthen, flat back, root down through the soles and reach the arms up into the sky. Hands into prayer and exhale the hands down past the heart. Find a mountain pose. Let's go in again. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, take it down to forward fold. With the breath, flow. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, bend the knees, ground the hands, left leg, right leg into plank. Hold. Push the heels away, strong through the middle of the body. Inhale, take it down. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Look forward, inhale, cobra. All this time, if you want to lift the thighs, take full up dog. Inhale, exhale, rolling into down dog and pedal it out. Breathe. If you can, think about using your down dog almost like we tend to use a child's pose as an opportunity to reconnect to the breath, to the body, and to where the mind is. So eventually it'll become almost like a rest or restorative pose between the vinyasas, between the flows. If you need to swap a down dog for a child's pose at any time, always feel free. Let's bring this in, bend the knees, look forward, right foot, left foot, steps back into fold, relax. Inhale, halfway lift. Push through the soles, arms up and into the sky, hands into prayer. And exhale, hands come down past the heart to mountain. Okay, so we're going to take a variation of the sun salutation B, nothing too strong. Inhale, arms up, biceps by the ears. Exhale, sink into a chair pose, weights in the heels of the feet. Inhale from chair, exhale, take it down to forward fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen, flat back. Exhale, bend the knees, hands to the floor. Hop it back if you want, or step it into plank. Nice and strong. Option here, instead of half plank, dropping the knees, you can go full plank to full chaturanga. Try and stop the shoulders at elbow level. Turning up into cobra or full up dog. And exhale into down dog. Pedal it out and breathe. So we're not going for a full sun salutation B. We're going to hold our down dog and lift our right leg up and into the air. Try and keep the hips nice and square, pointing the right toes towards the left heel.
hold 3, hold 2, on 1, bend the right leg and send the right foot over towards the left, half wild thing. If you want to go really wild, you can drop that right foot down and reach the right arm up and into the sky. Hold and breathe again for 3, 2, keep lifting the heart, and 1, right hand down, right leg back up, right leg down, down dog, pedal it out through the heels, finding down dog, left side, inhale, left leg lifts, so just holding 3-legged dog, hips are square, left toes pointed to the right heel, keep the arms nice and strong, plugging through the hands. Now we'll bend the knee, drop the left foot towards the right, and either hold there if that's enough, or send the left foot onto the floor and inhale the left arm up for wild thing. Lift the heart. Hold 3. Hold in 2. And 1. Taking that left leg back into the air and exhaling it down into down dog. Walk the feet forward softly towards the hands and relax and fold. Breathe. Find the breath. Connect to the body. So our wild thing, full or half, both options are quite strong energizing positions. Can we feel that through an increase in the heart rate? And slow everything back down. One big tension release and breath before we come out. Inhale deeply. Big exhale. Relax. Okay, so we'll come up halfway lift, sliding the hands on top of the shins. Head comes to hip height. And then from our flat back, we'll root down through the soles and inhale the arms all the way into the sky. Hands into prayer. Exhale the hands down past the heart into mountain pose. Relax and shake it off. So we're going to move to some standing positions next. This is where a block might come in handy. If you've got one, or you're using a block or a substitute for a block, just place it down around about by the right foot. And then we'll get our feet in position. So we want our left toes pointed forward, the right toes pointed to the side, and I've got the heel of this right foot in line with the arch of that left foot. Other teachers you might have heard teaching heel and heel in line, absolutely fine as well if you prefer that option. Just try them both and see what feels most suits you best. So we're getting that foot into position, block if you're using it, inside of the foot. Legs are nice and strong. Again, just as we're slowing things down, we've got a little bit more time to look at our alignment. Like we had a look at our arms before when we were in tabletop. Watch that we're not hyperextending the knees. I hyperextend a lot, so I know firsthand the difficulty in trying to correct hyperextension. Have a look at your knees, and if you feel, or you can see, if the bones are kind of like locking into position, like mine are now, try and bend the knee a little bit so it looks less like this. This is a hyperextended knee. Don't know if you can see it well on camera. If that's you, a little bend into the knee protects the joint and provides a lot more strength and stability here. So watch for those locking joints. Strong through the legs, engage through the core. We're going to inhale and reach the arms up to shoulder height. Left hand will bring onto the left hip. We're going to come into triangle with this hand staying here. Look over the right fingertips, inhale, lengthen. And as you exhale, reach that right arm away from the body, reaching, reaching, reaching. You'll start to feel a stretch on the inside of the thigh. When you feel you're deep enough, drop the right hand down and open that left shoulder. Pull the left shoulder back and the right shoulder pulls through. So that we're opening the body up as much as we can. As well as taking the weight into the right foot, we're also pushing into the outside of the left foot at the same time. So as much as we can, that weight is equally distributed. If you want a little bit more, release the left hand from the hip and send it up and into the sky. Gaze towards the left fingertips if you can, or if balance is a bit off, look to the ground. If you're using a block like I am, try not to dump the weight into this block. So you're just using the hand to lightly rest in position. So that way we're using more the strength of our body rather than the block to hold our weight. If you're not using a block, you can slide the hand anywhere along the inside of the leg that you like. But just watch if you over prioritize getting this hand to the floor, see what happens to the top hip and the top shoulder. You start to close off. If opening the body means that you have to draw that right hand a little bit higher, take it higher. Here is a much nicer position in triangle than here. So keep opening, keep rolling. Okay, let's come out, push through the feet, inhale, arms up. Exhale, little counter stretch, we'll send this right arm up and into the sky, and the left hand slides down the left leg. Deep breath into the right lung, inhale, and as we exhale, we'll release. Hands onto the hips, let's go the other side. Right toes in, left toes out. If you find the block useful, bring it into position. Heel and arch or heel in place. Check this knee is not locking, so mine again is locked here. I'm trying to unlock it, tiny micro bend through the leg will give me a lot more stability. Strength into the core, inhale, arms up. Right hand to the hip. Inhale, grow. Exhale, reach that left arm away from the body. When you feel deep enough, left hand down and rotate. Top hip and shoulder pull back, bottom hip and shoulder pull through. Check you're not collapsing into the standing arm. And if you want to go a little bit deeper, right arm up into the sky. Hold and breathe. So you've got 5 full breaths here. Really connect to how you're feeling. Where's the weight distributed? Can you find a little bit more openness in the body by drawing that top hip and shoulder back? This top arm, where is it? Is it directly in your eye gaze, or is it falling back? Overhead, is it going a little towards me? Try and keep it as much as you can in a straight position with the fingers extending to the sky rather than just the hand relaxing down. Okay, let's push through the feet. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, counter stretch, left arm up and right hand down the right leg. Open those left ribs. Inhale deeply and exhale. Back to center, relax the arms, hands onto the hips, and turn the left foot in. So we're going to move towards pyramid pose and then revolving triangle. So again, block might be handy. I'm just going to place it towards the right side of the mat. We get ready for pyramid first, so we want to turn both our feet towards the right. That back hip or back foot, we're going to try and bring it so that it's pointing the same way as the right. That might not be possible for you though. It might feel like no matter what you're doing, that foot just isn't going the same way as the right. Don't worry if it doesn't turn all the way in. That could be to do with maybe a little bit of openness that you need to work on in the hip, or just the way that the joints are connected. So it doesn't matter if the foot's not exactly where you want it, but as long as it's aiming in that direction towards squareness, that's where we want to be. Check as well, just before we move into our pyramid and then revolving triangle, check that your feet are where you want them to be. If they're more or less in line like this, balance is tricky, so if you want the extra challenge, go for it. But if you feel that you prefer a bit more stability, set the feet wider. And remember, we're going to be holding a little bit longer. So we want to work on that strength, on that stamina, and that balance and stability. Okay, so feet are plugged into the floor, hands come onto the hips, draw the elbows towards each other behind the back. Push through the feet as we inhale, lift and open. And then as we exhale, push the hips back, lead with the head. Keep looking forward, and then when you feel you're deep enough, drop the belly and the chest down over that right side. So you can keep the hands here with the elbows drawn in towards each other, or you can send them down towards the floor. Let's relax and breathe. To keep the hips balanced, can you think about the left hip pulling forward and the right hip pressing back? We're going to go for 3 big breaths here. We're going to move with these breaths to take us deeper into our pyramid. So on an inhale, lift the head and pull it forward. And then as you exhale, drop back over that right side. Should we go 2 more breaths? Inhale, lengthen. Exhale and fold. 1 more breath. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold. And hold and breathe. If you're happy where you are with the hands, keep them there. If you want a little bit more, you could think about centering them behind the back of that left calf. Keep breathing as you hold. Another 3 breaths. And 1. We'll bring the hands onto the hips and then take our time using the strength of the core to lift all the way back up to the middle. Revolving triangle. So setting, if you're using it, the block on the outside of the right foot. Right hand onto the right hip. Push through the feet and inhale the left arm up into the sky as long as you can. And then as you exhale, can you bring this left hand down, send it on a diagonal towards the outside of the right foot, on your block or towards the floor. Once it's there, find the rotation, draw the top shoulder back and pull the bottom shoulder through, opening the heart up. Option is to keep the hand on the hip or send the right hand into the air. Challenge the balance even more by looking up towards the right wrist, pushing through the feet. 5 breaths. And 1, well done. Release. Hands onto the hips. Push through the soles. Come all the way back to the middle. We're going to roll on our heels to the center and then to the left. Block, just getting it in position if you're using it on the outside of the left foot. We'll go pyramid first. That right foot turns in as much as it can. Hips and shoulders are square. Feet one behind the other for more of a challenging balance. Or go a bit wider to make it easier. Elbows draw towards each other, open and lift the heart. Inhale, grow. Exhale, press the hips back. Look forward, look forward, look forward. When you feel you're deep enough, drop in. Hands on the hips or towards the floor. So we're just holding here. A couple of breaths and then we'll start to maybe take ourselves deeper if you feel there's room. If you know you're at your maximum as you are, just rest here. If you feel there's a bit more space that you want to move into, we'll inhale, lengthen. Exhale, into fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, down to fold. 1 more breath. Inhale to lengthen, pull the head forward away from the body. Exhale into fold and hold and breathe. If you want more, send the hands round towards the back of that right thigh. Thigh or calf, either way. If you're going for this option, try not to go like inside of the leg like that. So you take that left arm around the outside and bring it round. A few more breaths. Left hip pushing back, right hip pushing forward, head relaxed. 2 and 1. Hands back onto the hips, push through the soles, come all the way through center. Revolving triangle. Block in place if you're using it. Left hand on the hip, inhale, right arm up, open. Exhale on a diagonal, right hand to the block or to the outside of the left foot and find the revolving bit of revolving triangle. So we pull that left shoulder back, pull the right shoulder through, open the heart. If you're going for the full position, left arm up into the sky, maybe even look up towards the left hand. Okay, we've got 5 breaths if you can. Feel the breath flowing through the body. Stay connected. 3 one, well done, release. Right, left hand to left hip, right hand to right hip. Take your time, coming all the way back up. Turn the feet forward towards me. We're going to step the feet in to a mountain pose position and give the legs a little shake off. We'll find mountain and then we'll just take a little flow to finish. So bringing everything together. Inhale, arms up. Exhale into chair. Inhale, exhale down to forward fold. Inhale into flat back. Exhale down to fold. From this fold, plant the hands down and hop or step it into plank, full or half. Inhale from plank and exhale down to chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Inhale, roll up into cobra or up dog. And exhale into down dog. Inhale, right leg lifts, look forward. Exhale, step the right foot through. Push the left heel back and inhale the arms up. Hold 3. Strong in the front knee, 2. And 1, ground the hands, right leg back into plank. Full plank or half, down chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Inhale, roll up cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. Last side, last time. Inhale, left leg lifts, look forward. Exhale, step the left foot through, push the right heel back. Inhale, arms up, hold strong for 3. 2. And 1, hands down, left leg back into plank. Full plank or half, down chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Inhale, into cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. Pedaling it out, moving the hips, shaking the head. And then when you're ready, bringing the knees down onto the floor. Releasing the toes flat and pushing the hips back to the heels as you rest and breathe in child's pose. Feel in here as you hold. With each inhale, you're drawing energy into the body. With each exhale, you're releasing any remaining tension. Let's go for 3 breaths to finish. Energy in, tension out. Inhale, light in, and dark out. One more breath. Inhale, and release through the exhale. Taking your time from child's pose to lift all the way up into hero, where we'll finish for today. So thanks for joining us on the mat. If you're enjoying the classes so far and you'd like to stay up to date with our latest sessions, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button below. Thanks again for joining me and see you again soon. Namaste.